So I just wanted to share something real quick. So today we went over Matthew 16 and who do you say that I am? Peter says, "You're the Christ, the Son of the living God." And Jesus says, "This was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven." And then a few moments later, Peter tries to rebuke Jesus for saying he needs to go to the cross. And we all have the capacity to, at one moment, receive direct revelation from the Lord, and it's super on point, and then the next moment, completely miss it and completely misunderstand what God is trying to do and say. We all have the capacity to go both ways, and to me, in order to stay where we need to be and keep the right perspective of God and keep him in the center of our lives, the key to that is Galatians 5. If we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit. And if you live by the Spirit, you will not gratify the desires of the sinful nature. And so today, I wanted to just focus on being intentional about keeping in step with the Spirit, and being very intentional about keeping him in the center of our focus and our affection, because when he's in the right perspective in our lives, everything else is where it needs to be. We see people, we see relationships, we see situations through his eyes, and we're able to treat them appropriately or respond to them appropriately. And I think that's the name of the game for the Christian life and the Christian walk, and for what we're called to do and be, is just consistently keeping him in focus. Because when we can see him as he truly is, we'll see ourselves for who we truly are, and the same for the circumstances around us. We also touched on Isaiah 6, which is Isaiah saw the Lord, and he got a real good glimpse of what he's like, and then he said, "I am a man of unclean lips, and I live among a people of unclean lips." So everything's put in its right perspective when we can see him and keep him in focus. So that's my prayers, is for whoever, for you guys and for whoever needs it, just that you keep him in the right perspective, and that our focus would consistently stay on him, and that we just be obsessed with him and not the things around him, but him, his person. Also, I've been in this pretty deep, and it's exponentially better than the last book I had on the feast, and it's really opening my eyes to how it really seems like all Jesus was thinking about was revealing himself to Israel and to the world through these feasts. There's all the scriptures where he says, "My time is not yet come," and then all of a sudden, when the feast is here, it's his time. He was crucified on Passover, he was buried on unleavened bread, and he was raised to life on first fruits. And so this right here, if you want to check it out, order a copy, it'll completely blow your mind. And it really gives you a comprehensive look at the gospel, at Jesus, at his first coming and his second coming, just by simply focusing on the feasts and the things that God told Israel to focus on and celebrate as holy convocations, as an everlasting ordinance forever, like always do it forever, every year. And celebrating Jesus in the biblical feasts by Dr. Richard Booker. It's everything. And so I really want to focus on the feasts for the next 3 or 4 weeks, because Pentecost is coming up very soon. And I want to celebrate this stuff, and not just celebrate it like Israel would have celebrated it, or like Israel does celebrate them, but I want to celebrate Jesus in the biblical feasts, because that's what they're all about. He's the focus of everything. So if you want to read along with me, a lot of the stuff I want to share, I've been really seeing in this book, and it's not about the book; it's about how the book opens your eyes to what the scriptures are actually saying. Because as a Christian in the 21st century, we're so far removed from that time, that culture, that context, that we need help understanding it. So this book is literally the only thing I want to like read right now, because of how it unveils the scriptures like very few things I've read before. So love you guys. Peace.